What is up, my beautiful people? Hope you're all having a terrific day. Exile 451 here with you again for yet another daily dose of Reddit Happy. First off, I want to thank all of you for supporting yesterday's video. It broke all sorts of channel records, and I'm extremely appreciative of everything you did to get it there. Thank you all so much. Anyways, we're going back to r/getmotivated today for a story I hope you'll enjoy. It's not going to be the happiest one I've done, as it deals with escaping an abusive relationship, and with OP's permission, I've toned it down a little to be more viewer friendly. But I promise it does end on a positive note. So, that having been said, go ahead and sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. I have been told my story inspires others, and I want to share some of it. You know your story is a tough one when a trained and experienced psychologist of 20 plus years has to ask you, how the heck are you still alive? Well, I got that reaction. I'm not going to go into my full sad past. Let's just sum it up as brief as possible so I can get to the meat of it all. Raised in a broken home, raised by my mother and grandmother mainly, an older brother with a god complex and I believe a sociopath, who tortured me daily on every level but sexually, and my stepdad took care of that once, as well as a summer school staff member. And I can't believe I just admitted to those. I've never done it before. And as you can tell, this is not a throwaway account. Maybe it's just time. I don't know. I'm not attractive. I'm not in shape anymore. Heck, I was never really in shape. I was always the fat guy, the nerd, smarter than I should be, but stupid as heck at the same time. Dropped out of high school, got my GED, attempted college 3 times, still paying the debts. 2 bad relationships before the meat of the story. First one cheated on me and left me for my friend who was 16 years older than her, citing that he was better physically and how he could give her a better life. We were engaged. Second one cheated on me and left me for the guy who abused her and made her get an abortion alone, only to use me for sex while he was deployed. We were also engaged. So, all in all, not a good life. But it is mine. Now, we get to the meat of why I'm posting this. I call it my 8 years in hell. A year after number 2, I was working at GameStop. I was so close to becoming a manager. I had a room I rented. From my brother, already a bad idea, but hey, it was mine. There was just one thing bothering me. I was alone, single, antisocial. I want to state now that I have to deal with a lot of issues, and I was taught the BS of a man puts it aside and moves on. Anyways, I hopped onto a website. Not gonna name it, but it was for finding friends. Mostly hookups, but you never know. Well, I meet this 18-year-old. I was 22 at the time. Nothing strange. She lived 300 miles away. We talked for a long time, several months. Then she came up for a concert in town and we hooked up. I got a bad vibe and shut her out of my life. She was ticked. But 6 months later, we were talking again. That lonely bug makes you crazy and desperate. Anyways, fast forward a bit, and it turns out she's looking to go to beauty school in my town. So, I offer her a place in with me. Everything went fine for about 3 months. Then, we find out my brother was putting the rent money into his veins. Heroin, meth, all that fun stuff. I'm about to be homeless. Now, I can move in with my aunt and uncle, but she can't. So I make the worst call of my life. We move 300 miles in with her mother. I had to quit my job. I even got a call a few days later asking if I could come back to be a manager at a recently managerless store. She didn't want me to go. Love makes you stupid. I knew it wasn't going to be enough money to get a place and move her back up, so I declined. We don't even have a bed for the longest time. The house is ancient and falling apart. Black mold everywhere. And her mother is a hoarder. I turn to doing whatever work I can get, as in this town, if they don't know you, they don't hire you. She doesn't find work, doesn't even try. She just has these ideas that she's going to get her GED, go to beauty school, get housing, we move back up to my hometown, etc., etc. She is not model material. Solid 3.5 out of 10. Big ol' gal. But she has the attitude of a 10 out of 10 rich woman. It's all about me. Love makes you blind. I do everything I can for them. I rebuild part of the house, I work my butt off. 2 years go by, I finally land a job. A real 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. job. I'm told I do amazing work. All my money goes to her and gets spent on whatever she wants. And I'm now smoking 2 packs a day to self-medicate my depression. In truth, I was so depressed, I wanted my life to end sooner. Slowly, she starts to quit doing things around the house. I now pay all the bills, cook, do the dishes, laundry, wash the car, yard work, repair the failing roof. I am the house elf. She still refuses to get a real job. She tries to open a thrift store in a dilapidated building owned by a friend. And she starts to defraud men online by selling fake, used undergarments. With fake pics and photoshops, you can get perverted men to do anything. Then, one day after work, she has me watch the shop while she has a friend take her photos in the woods. Turns out they were nude photos in his hotel room. Her excuse was we needed the money, but I was making enough alone that anything she made was already extra. She just blew it on jewelry and whatever she wanted. At this point, I start to want to leave. My trust is broken with her. She says nothing else happened. I still don't know to this day. This is where the twisted parts start to happen. She manipulates me that after 2 years, isn't it odd that my family never call, they never write, they moved on and forgot about me? I'm now allowing myself to be cut off from my family. Love makes you believe lies that there was no way she was not forwarding calls and tearing up letters after making sure there was no money in them. At this point, I go to a local drug dealer and buy 20 sleeping pills. I take all of them at once with a good deal of whiskey. I woke up the next day. The pills were fake. So, I move on. I stay. I believe the lies and keep trying to make things work. I get laid off and I end up with a job at a convenience store. I work hard. One day, she calls me up at work and asks for my paycheck to go thrift store hopping with her mom all day. I always put it in her account as I believed her that if I opened an account, student loans would take it. I told her no, this check was for bills. We fight. Big fight. I go home, she's not home. Neither is her mom. It's not uncommon for them to go on these trips for 12 plus hours. After 13 hours, I try to call her. Nothing. I try every 10 minutes. Nothing. Voicemail every time. At 16 hours, she comes home and I start to apologize. She cuts me off. Oh, I'm not mad anymore now. My curiosity and warning signals are blaring hard. Why aren't you mad now? She hands me 2 pictures. Ultrasounds. 2 embryos forming. I had an abortion. It was twins. That was how I found out she was pregnant. I wanted to be a dad so badly, and she knew it would crush me. I called the clinic, and they confirmed what she did. Love makes you crazy. I stayed. There is so much abuse on every level in this relationship. Every day I'm told I'm wrong, I don't matter, it's all about her, I owe her my life. I'm hit constantly. I take it. Year 4, I go into the shed, grab a spool of wire and make a noose. I tie it to the beam and slide off a chair. The wire cuts into my neck, the beam breaks, and I still have the scars. No one even cares about me. I know I'm being used, and I can do nothing to stop it. Emotional, physical, spiritual, sexual, every way you can be abused, I was. God won't let me take the easy way out, so I move on. Love makes you endure. I end up with a truck, but no license. I can't afford to take the tests as all my money goes to her. Now I'm working in a grocery store. My hard work gets noticed, but my first winter there, My hours get cut massively. I end up on unemployment while I still have a job. She convinces me to lie to the feds about my hours to get full benefits. I get caught and have to pay it back. I was lucky though, no criminal charges. I pay it back in payments, each one sent with an apology. I sit in silence as they abuse the food stamp system. We can't pay for everything on just his salary. Now, her mom has a heart condition, but refuses treatment. She lies about the treatment options to DHS. X lies about various other things. Also found out they were lying to her mother's father to get money for their habits as well. In the entire house, one room is growing her mom's pot, one room is filled to the brim with clothes and purses, etc. Our bedroom is filled with furniture and clothes. What do I have? A tiny desk with my computer on it. Love. It's for love, so the suffering is worth it, right? I'm promoted at work. I'm now in charge of the barbecue the store runs, which comes with a pay raise. I don't tell her that I arranged for work to give me 2 checks every payday. One for the same amount I always made. The extra I was making, I cashed at the store for a 15% loss. Worth it. I have money for the first time in 7 years. My money. I start to buy tools, mechanics tools. I know nothing about fixing cars, but I'll learn. The only mechanic in town retired, so I'll take over. I'll make a career for myself. I even end up with a motorcycle I got at a yard sale for $200. It would be an easy flip already since I had offers for $800 as it was. $1,000 if I got it running. Love made this possible, right? In this whole time, my grandmother had died. I loved her so much, owed her so much, wanted to be there so bad. I don't even remember the last words I said to her on the phone. January 2017, my dad dies. I hated my father. I never got to confront him. I didn't get to see him when he passed through town 3 years prior, as I was at work and she never told me he was waiting at a hotel to see me. It crushed him that I never went to see him. My mental issues hit a breaking point. She had found out about my extra money and guilted me into handing it over. She's trying the secondhand store again. I paid for it all. Rent, inventory, read as things she bought at yard sales or thrift stores and just removed the tags and jacked up the prices. I'm shutting down so hard, I get a kidney stone. They make me wait till the next day to go to the hospital. If you've ever had a kidney stone, imagine no painkillers for 24 hours when it's moving. I keep working. I keep moving forward. I keep breaking more and more. I can't take it anymore. I need something good now. Love, where are you? Then, 2 days after my dad is cremated, again, I couldn't attend any of the ceremonies, she pulls me aside at work and says that, "Your mental issues are way out of hand and I can't deal with them right now. I have a business to run. Look, we're done. I haven't loved you for years." I snapped. I broke. This time won't fail. I went to the cliff overlooking the ocean. The cliff is known for its mortality rate if you fall in from there. Pretty much 100%. I'm at the edge and I literally put 1 foot over. And I stop. I pull out my phone and figure I should say goodbye to my aunt and uncle. I call him up, I tell him what's going on. "I'm coming to get you in 2 days. It's the soonest I can get there. Don't you dare do anything till then." I stepped back. I didn't do it. I went back and told her what was going on. "Well, if you go get help, you can come back." Love prevails. He comes and picks me up. I pack a few meager belongings since I'll be back. I'll get better. I'll get meds and be better. I end up in a mental hospital for a day. It was all I needed. Meds and to get away from the BS. I spend time with my family. I see my mom. I see my aunts, cousins, everyone. I learn the truth. What love do I choose? Go back? After 8 years, I'm so invested that, yes, I need to go back. I get a call after a couple weeks. It's her. "Look, I don't need you. My shop is thriving. I can pay for everything myself now. So come get your crap and leave me alone. I don't break. I start to feel happy-ish. It wasn't me who ended it. I gave it everything I had, and I can walk away with my head held high that I did everything possible to make it work. But this isn't over yet. I go down to get my stuff. She's called the cops. She tells them that I hadn't lived there for over 60 days. Small town cops, they want a nap, a beer, and a paycheck. They believe her. They tell me to take whatever she gives me and leave. I get a few bags of clothes, some random crap. Everything smells of rat piss. Most of it I had to throw away. My tools, truck, motorcycle, family heirlooms, massive video game collection, a lifetime of everything I'd worked to get. Oh, I took her to court. The police report confirmed I had abandoned my property, so all of it was forfeit. I am 31 years old, and I have almost nothing. No job, no relationship, no car, no prospects, just lost 99% of everything I owned. So my life starts over. First thing I do, stay on meds and go see therapists. That's right. And I have the best support in the world. My family. I cried, I hurt, I ached. I sat awake for long hours of the night asking, God, why me? I mourned. But slowly, my eyes opened. Things are just material. Even if it costs a fortune, they can be replaced. It's been 2 years. I turned 33 in 4 months. I have a job I love. I have my mental health and great health insurance. I have my family. I have a car. It may have just blown a rod, but I have a car. I am doing things I love with people that care about me. I cut back the nicotine by swapping to something else and am down to about half a pack a day. I work my butt off at everything I do, and it's noticed. Yeah, I'm still a big guy. I'm still single. I've gone on dates after I got back to me. I have PTSD, anxiety, social anxiety, and massive depression. But I'm on meds that work. Slowly, I have rebuilt my life. I still live with my aunt and uncle and cousin, but more so that I can make up the 8 years I missed than anything else. Don't give up. If you're going through hell, do not keep going. Ignore the country song. Stop, look around, and reevaluate where you are. Sometimes to go forward, you need to go back. I live every day now knowing I survived hell and being engaged to the devil for 8 years. I may have forever missed my chance to be a dad. I may never find another love. But I won't ever be afraid to jump off that cliff should I find someone again. Yeah, I will have trust issues and other issues for a while, but I won't say no. I'll just be smarter the next time around. Love is not give all you can so they can take all they want. There is so much more to the story, but I have said all I think needs to be said. I love this world. I love life. Not once have I had a suicidal thought since that cliff, and I still have nightmares of what if my phone was dead at the time. But no matter how hard life knocks you, please don't give up. And if you're a guy, don't hold back and hold it in. Don't be afraid to ask for help. We all need it from time to time, and you would be surprised who offers their hand when you reach out. That's nuts. I mean, holy crap, man. That is just insane. You want to always believe that people are inherently good, and yet it is absolute dumpster fire trash individuals like that who just make you lose faith in humanity. And yet you never hear these stories from the men's perspective because there's such a social stigma about, oh, well, men can't be abuse victims. That is such freaking bull crap. It happens to men too. I feel for you so bad here, dude, because I've been in a similar situation, albeit not 8 years, but man, frick, I don't, I just don't have words for this. I mean, oh my gosh. OP, you are a brave, brave man. Abusive relationships like that are just so unacceptable and just unbelievable. And honestly, given everything you were going through, it's easy to see why you would have felt justified to take your own life at the time. Dude, I'm sorry you went through that. But at least you prove that there is always hope. And you're right at the end there. There's no reason to keep that in. For anyone who might be going through something similar to this, I would please strongly urge you to reach out to someone, anyone, even if it's just a stranger on YouTube or Reddit. Do not suffer in silence like that. You are worth more than they're telling you, just like you were, OP. You deserved better, and I'm so glad that you were able to find it. Even if you are still single, you at least escaped with your life, which is ultimately the most important thing. You're a good man who didn't deserve this, but you've come a long way, and you're now using that for good. I wish you the best, and if you ever get that low again, please, we've been in touch, don't hesitate to reach out to me, and if I am available, I will be there for you as quick as I can. Thank you so much for sharing your story, and God bless, man. Okay, guys, I know not the most happy story there, but it is a very sensitive topic, and you have to go through a lot of the bad to get to the good in it. So I want to thank you all for sticking it out to the end here. Thank you all so much for tuning in today and supporting the channel. Like I said at the outset, I had to tone this down a little bit, but if you want to read the full version, what I didn't narrate or blur out, you can do so at the link in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you can get more of a daily dose of Reddit Happy. Now go out there, have a great day. I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, I'm Exile451. Stay beautiful, people.